Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Pampa from CZT Petra Blonk. This is a neat, unique tangle. It's a series of X's and V's, and you can do this without picking up your pen if you don't want to. Okay, I'm going to put my thumb up here. We'll see if I can... Oh, I guess it's okay. I'm feeling like you can't see, but you can see just fine from what I'm seeing. From my camera angle. Okay. So I'm gonna narrate as I go. Wish me luck. Okay, fingers crossed. All right. So I'm starting my X, angling, a diagonal going to the right. Then I'm not picking up my pen, traveling it across to then make the rest of the X going up. Now for the V, then rinse and repeat. And you can just go to town and, oh, let's see. And this would come back here and go up here. And this would go here. Okay. Neat, right? Now, do make sure to take a look at for more inspiration link, because that will take you to Tangle Patterns, which is where I found this. In there, it has, the story of the inspiration and stuff behind it. And then also some ideas for variations. I don't know if I want to try one quite yet. It's pretty easy. It does take a little bit of focus, which is kind of good. And let me also mention, in my step out, also in the description section, I put arrows at each step, and on Petra's, she put it like in the last box. So either way, it's, it's a fun tangle. Now, with the one thing that I had to take a look at, and I did put a little something in my my last box, just idea is what I wrote. I think I probably need to change that. But just as a thought on play, because I'm like, oh, look at how neat it looks decorated. And it took me a couple minutes, and then I saw at the very, very bottom, underneath Petra's name, showed some variation examples. So I'm just going to do that on here, so that way you can see. And the ideas are neat. There's really only two there underneath, but you end up getting the idea. All right, so it looks like she's going from the bottom of the X. So here, and you could take that up however you want. And then say from the middle, I'm trying to kind of make them even. It almost makes diamonds here. And then, yeah, we'll just do those first. And you're kind of making, a diamond there. Okay. And then what she's showing is in that, oops, this one right here would go. So in that, you could do, and I'm just going to do some straight lines because that's what she shows. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm just going to stick with that because that's all my brain wants to do right now. And you know what? I'm going to do them on all this side here, all going the same direction, I should say. And of course, you can decorate this however you want. A lot of times I just like to stick with what the person has, because it just makes it easier. And then you can just go to town. And a lot of times it's like, oh, I want to figure out how to do that. And for those that like want to do something else, you have less of a time figuring out what to do than people like me that it's like, well, I wanted to figure out how to do that first. And okay, so let's see this one. Oh, this would be all going that direction there. All right, and then she also kind of puts a line on the top of the V, which is neat. and does a little, so we could do a little aura of that V and say fill that in or not. It's up to you. But it's like, since we're here, you know what? And look at how all of a sudden it takes on a whole different and neat look. You could also fill these in, which I might just do. And this is one of those I had when I was first looking at it. I always find it interesting when you see, say, well, take looking at Tangle patterns, and you're looking at all these little thumbnail pictures, and oh, let's do this. This would be a V, so let's do that. Even though we'd maybe have a side here, okay, and then to see how the pattern is, how it comes to be, and the deconstruction, if you will, or the reconstruction, because I always like to think, well, when you deconstruct something, that's when you take the pattern, and I had to look this up several times because it seemed to be a new-ish term, or it's like it had been being used more, and I'm like, yeah, and I looking in Rick and Maria stuff, because they are the authority on all things Zentangle. And you deconstruct, so you see a pattern, you deconstruct it into, the elemental strokes, and then create your step out, so that way it then can be, the only word I'm coming up with is reconstituted. It can be reconstructed, and that's why we have the step outs. And it is just, fascinating to see the end result, and then like, oh, I wonder how they did that. And to know that this is just a series of X's and V's, it's really, really neat. So here's a thought on, you know what, and I'm just going to put graphite right here. Could put it on both ends of this, but I just want to put it here for now because I'm thinking, I have an idea how it will turn out. Ooh, oh, that's pretty graphite ridden, but that will just use it. Just because I could see it shiny. All right, let's do all of these going down the same side first, because it's nice to point your, oops, that would be going the other way, your tortillon, if you put the point of it where the graphite is, and then you're, pulling down or doing little circles. And then this one here. Oh, yeah, because so what, in my mind, I was thinking this, is coming out, and then it's going in this way and tucking underneath that V, and that is kind of how it looks. The other thought, okay, let's do it. I didn't tell you what it was yet, though, did I? This. Let's take the graphite and just come all the way. Let's see how that, I think that looks good. It's not, I'd like to get that a little bit more nicer down there. There we go. All right, so dragging it down, trying to have it come to a point, like on the outside. And I was doing this because I was picturing this, the V standing out forward of the rest. And oh, and that kind of does it. I think it did it either way. Ooh, but that makes it, I think, even more so. Neat. Oh. I'm sorry, I get like really exuberant over the shading because it's so cool. And it never gets old. It just really doesn't. Could have add more dramaticness, to make up a word, if you go a little bit darker. Don't have to go any further out, but just a little darker sometimes will do it. Yeah, that's totally neat. And so yeah, so I was picturing, this part being part of this. So that's why I didn't want to add shading to it. Now you could, and it would make it look a little bit different. You know, it would push all of this backwards, and you can't see me. I'm going like this. Backwards. I'm picturing that as if this is a structure. And so anyway, really neat. Really neat, and how fun. So do take a look at the For More Inspiration link. Other ideas for you on that, because you could also aura the entire thing. So many options. Again, it's just, you know, up to you and your creativity. And what a neat tangle. Simple, looks amazing. You know, it's checking all the boxes. All right. If you enjoyed the video, I would love to have you click like, and feel free to share it with your friends. And if you liked it enough to see more and you're not yet a subscriber, I would love to have you be a subscriber on the channel. I already mentioned the step outs are in the description section. Underneath those, you'll find ways to connect with me if you wish to. I do classes every week. I have a once a month that is a paid class, is what I call it, because it has a fee. Or if you're a member of the Tangle Addicts Club, which is a membership club, like a subscription, then that's also included. Anything that I do that's paid. So I have once or twice a month that have a fee. I have once a week, and then and an additional bonus once a month that are free. So love to have you join us. We have a great time, and again, you can't have too many friends that tangle. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.